boys, Frogan Reactions here. My name's Logan.
And my name's Francesco, and today we're going to be talking about what's new in iOS 13.5 and iPadOS 13.5, some rumors about a new HomePod coming this year, and some Toronto Maple Leafs news.
We are going to try a new order for discussing our sports and Apple news. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Here we go. Toronto Maple Leafs Tyson is set to become an unrestricted free agent this offseason. But when will that happen? Remains unclear. With the 2019-20 campaign still on pause. The Stanley Cup is traditionally awarded in early June, and in free agent signing period begins in July 1st. As the NHL season continues, they explore different scenarios for resuming play. Several critical factors that will impact free agency, including what's next season's salary cap, still need to be discussed. Tyson said it's got to be a right fit. I think it has to be a spot where they are in need of someone like myself. A good team is headed in the right direction and a good organization. I think there's a lot of right organizations that tick those boxes. While so much remains uncertain, Tyson Barrie is clear about what he's searching for when it comes to his next team. Now on to some HomePod rumors.
Apple is rumored to have a smaller, lower-priced HomePod coming later this year, and there are increasing signs that the new model could be released very soon. In addition to Best Buy offering the HomePod on sale for $199 in the US last week, Mark Gurman says that Apple employees are now able to purchase up to 10 HomePods up to 50% discount, up from a limit of 2. The larger purchase limit could be part of Apple's efforts to clear out inventory of the current HomePod ahead of the new model. In addition, the HomePod was listed as sold out on Apple's online store in the US 2 weeks ago. So what is going to be new about this HomePod? Well, Bloomberg believes the lower-cost speaker could feature 2 tweeters instead of 7 in the current HomePod, which will result in a lower audio quality but a more affordable price tag. The new HomePod is expected to be smaller and cheaper than the existing HomePod, but will feature the same form factor. Now on to what's new in iOS 13.5 and iPadOS 13.5. Apple released iOS 13.5 and iPadOS 13.5 on Wednesday, May 5th. And major updates that come more than a month after the launch of iOS 13.4.1. iOS 13.5 is a major health-related update that brings many features related to the ongoing public health crisis. You can download iOS 13.5 for your iPhone by going to Settings, General, and Software Update. You can also download iPadOS 13.5 for your iPad by doing the same, going to Settings, General, and Software Update. Now we're going to discuss the 5 main new features of iOS 13.5. Number 1. iOS and iPadOS 13.5 introduce the new Exposure Notification API designed by Apple and Google, which is designed to allow public health authorities to create COVID-19 contact tracing apps that are meant to slow the spread of the virus. The API Apple has introduced is for health-related apps, but there is an exposure logging tool in the Settings app that is designed to allow users to opt out of participating in COVID-19 exposure notifications if a COVID-19 app is installed. Number 2. iOS 13.5 makes it easier to unlock an iPhone with the passcode when wearing a mask, as many people are wearing face coverings at the current time. With the update, the passcode interface pops up more quickly when an iPhone detects that a mask is obscuring the face after a user swipes upward, so it's quicker to get into an iPhone using a passcode than before. Number 3. There's a tweak to group FaceTime, with Apple introducing a new toggle to disable the feature that automatically enlarges the tile of the person who is speaking. By default, group FaceTime has a dynamic view with a tile for each person, and the person speaking has a larger tile while other tiles fade in the background. An automatic prominence section in the FaceTime portion of Settings app allows this to be disabled, displaying all of the people using FaceTime in a grid with equal size windows regardless of who is talking. A tile app can also be enlarged with a tap. Number 4. Apple in iOS 13.5 is adding a new feature for sharing medical IDs information automatically with emergency dispatchers when placing an emergency call. There's a toggle to enable this function, along with an option to share medical ID info on the lock screen when an iPhone is locked. And finally, number 5. There is new Apple Music feature that allows Apple Music songs to be shared to Instagram stories. By tapping the share button on a song in Apple Music, creates a story along with a song title, album name, and animated background. Well, that's it for today's episode. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to Program Reactions right up there.
And go hit the bell so you don't miss an upload.
If you haven't watched our previous episode, please do so by clicking the card up there,
or in the link in the description below. We are Program Reactions, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.